speaking to the chairman of the Esplanade, but we also would like to hear what the tenants are experiencing, how their experience has been thus far. Yes. Since the Esplanade's, I would say, refurbishment, yes, since the I Love Tobago sign has been, yes, moved, right? So we are looking forward to hearing all of that this morning.
Right. So guys, that is our rundown for you this morning. We want to go straight to our birthdays, and we have quite a few birthdays continuing in the first month of the year, and first we have Miss Chanel Utley. A happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family, and hear from us on Youth Wednesdays. Who do we have next? Next we have Mr. Alex Job Thomas. A happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family. And next we have more birthdays in store. Kindly pull up our last two birthdays. Morgan, a happy birthday goes out to you, and love and respect, my brother. And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Anissa Maraj. My apologies. Thank you very much. Right, and for those of you who did not make it on our birthday list this morning, we still want to extend to you a happy birthday. And we also wish you all your greatest endeavors, and that you would achieve for 2025 all that you set out to achieve. Happy birthday goes out to you guys, and enjoy your birthdays. So guys, that is it for birthdays and our rundown this morning. We want to admonish you to stay tuned and remember to share the life, share the life, share the life.
We'll be right back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Attention, members of TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Are you ready to take the next step and help shape your credit union's future? This is your chance to get involved. We're now accepting nominations for elections at our 75th Annual General Meeting 2025. Open positions include spots on the Supervisory Committee, the Board of Directors, and the Credit Committee. Nomination packages are available on our website www.twcu.co.tt, or you can pick one up at our Port of Spain or Tobago offices. The completed forms can be dropped off at the said offices or emailed to nominations@twcu.co.tt no later than January 17th, 2025 at 3 p.m. For more information, visit our website at www.twcu.co.tt. Don't miss this opportunity to make a difference. Apply today and guide the future of your credit union. TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Our credit union, one family.
Shepherd's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are here live on the Esplanade in Tobago, and we are in front of the I Love Tobago sign, speaking with none other than the chairman of the board of the Esplanade, Mr. Kevin McKenna. Good morning and welcome and Happy New Year to you, Mr. McKenna.
Good morning, sir. Happy New Year to you.
I see you on your best behavior this morning. You have on your tie and your shirt. You're only missing a blazer, right? But, Happy New Year to you. I hope the Christmas season did you well. Right, and even more so well here on the Esplanade. I want to get right into it. The I Love Tobago sign have been at the epicenter of conversations here in Tobago, and I might even dare say very prominent, on the Esplanade. How has its movement, or its replacement rather, impacted the foot traffic in achieving the objective as to why you guys moved the sign in the first place?
Well, if for persons who have traveled, you would see that things such as this, if you build a facility and you say it's for the tourism hub, right? You have to have things there to attract the tourists, not only in the booths, but you have to have the sites and attractions. Whether it be a kids play park, which we have mentioned in the past, that is something that we are going to be implementing in short order, and then also the I Love Tobago sign. When you look at countries probably such as the Bahamas, their tourism hub area, they actually have a sign there in front of buildings, and you would see the amount of persons, you could look at this on YouTube, that would go there to take a picture of the sign to see I was here. Since the sign has been here, one of the persons who were interviewed as well, Miss Vidya Burkoff, the art studio, has said, she has seen and is seeing increased economic activity as a result of that.
All right. Opportunities for Tobagonians. The Esplanade is a economic hub for Tobagonians who are business, who want to offer their business right? And the services here on the Esplanade. How does the board ensure that Tobagonians, especially small business owners, have an equal opportunity? You know, those startups, you know, to offer what their services here on the Esplanade.
Well, when the board came in the month of June, we looked at the past applications. Some persons were selected from there, and then we opened up applications again. We took from that batch, and then you would also have persons who will say, you know, still apply. We looked at variety. The Esplanade needs variety. One of the things we said, for example, we don't need any more food. In one batch of applications, I remember seeing it was about 30 applications, 17 was the food. Right, and we could only push that food boundary so far. So since then we have said no more food. We want unique business items, and we have had that. We have had the Candy Central, you have the Art Studio, you have Ziki's Cafe coming on stream, and they are the ones actually providing our breakfast this morning. You have Miss Wendy's. She's actually from the east side. So we try as much as possible to give you variety, because at the end of the day, what we are looking at is to make here what the Esplanade is becoming, to make it what it has to be. When a tourist comes here, or even when a local comes here, you must be able to get everything, whether it be a pizza, your ice cream, you go by a bar and lime, you have your beauty station, your barber shop, your hairdressing salon. You must have everything. Right.
And it is, I don't think it's by coincidence we are at the Love Sign, and we want to go to the Tobago community and know the, you know, the Christmas season. The Esplanade saw a lot of activities here. How has that been a focal point of the Esplanade? And, you know, future-wise, for future references, can we see an uptick in terms of, you know, hosting or fostering more activities to build cohesion among the Tobago community?
Well, what we're also showing is functionality. So let me thank Tobago Updates and Courts for collaborating to bring the morning show here. And what you're seeing is that where the sign is now, we have a fully green area without the disturbance. This could not have happened where the sign was before. Matter of fact, for this to happen down the road, you would have had to now incur cost, because they would need the police to shut down the road for at least 3 hours, diverting the traffic, you know. So all the issues that we had in the past location, they are now removed, and now we have the ease of using the sign. You can take a full picture, a full group shot without the worrying about traffic or being bounced down. Drivers and pedestrians are now safe. The Esplanade also, we have 2 car parks. One is free, that's the East car park, and we recently upgraded and widened the spots because the spots were very small. And then we have the paid one, sorry, the west one is the free one, and the one in the east, that is the one opposite Port Mall, that one is paid, your paid secured parking, and that's just $5.
Yeah, $5 for a couple of
$5
hours.
for any hour, yes.
Yeah. So you know, partnerships are important for any event, especially business-oriented ventures such as these. Has this Esplanade saw any collaboration with, or form any new partnerships to ensure that the Esplanade has to offer the best of what Tobago has to offer? Because as you can see, we are close to the cruise ship harbor. Yes. Right? We are close to the port where Trinidadians and even people around the world would come from time to time. Should you have already formed those partnerships, how do you think it's going to redound to a better Esplanade?
Well, collaboration is key. We have collaborated with various divisions in even repairing and restoring the Esplanade, the Division of Works, the Division of Agriculture, Forestry, the Watershed Company, TADCO. Over the Christmas period, we collaborated with Mr. Vern Joseph for the Tobago Gospel Promoters. Right now we're going to be in some discussions with the Tobago Festivals Commission, reference hosting. We have a big event for the Esplanade, the Awakening of the Esplanade, in February, the second week in February, and that would coincide with a cruise ship, and also it will coincide with some carnival elements.
I was just getting to that. With the carnival is your thing. Correct. Right, and
with the collaboration, we will be able to also manage costs.
Right, good. So, I know you'll be back here to talk some more about especially those upcoming activities, especially surrounding Carnival. And I know that
the subcommittee rep will come on for that. That is Miss Marsha, Mrs. Marsha Robertstrom, right, or Kim Clark. one of them will be on to fully roll out that event. So,
I think it would be remiss of me, Mr. McKenna, if I don't ask about some of the challenges that you faced bringing to bear, what we are seeing here now at the Tobago Esplanade. You care to share some of those challenges and how you would have maneuvered? And do you anticipate any more challenges? And, in you're anticipating them, how do you think you're going to
Well, one, you have to have a good team. Within the first week of this ball being hired, we did several things. We focused on ensuring the hiring an attorney, two, ensuring that we have procurement, all right, to make sure we meet the regulatory requirements. So from there, and then of course the board is pretty much a nice, vibrant team that wants to see things happen. And we know there will be challenges. When we moved the sign, there was challenges, but sometimes you have to ignore. You do your research, you ignore, and then when the sign dropped, the noise had to stop, right? Because everyone realized, it's really in a better place. So there will always be challenges. You manage it with your team.
And finally, we're going to be speaking with one of your tenants here. What has been the client atmosphere like? Especially, I know you kind of touched on it earlier, especially what in comparison to what it was before. What has been the changes like? Well,
since we came in, we have started every quarter. We meet with the tenants. There are tenancy meetings, mandatory tenancy meetings, and at that meeting we will tell them what are our plans, and we also hear from the tenants what are their concerns, and we try to see where there is balance. So far we have had 2 such meetings. The third one is due probably within the next 2 weeks. We'll have that to update them on the quarter, what are our projections, so everyone can be a part of it. So the board doesn't operate
unilaterally.
We don't operate unilaterally. Also, we have a WhatsApp group where all tenants are in, and you use that group to share flyers of what is happening, so they would know beforehand this is coming out. So at the same time, even before it goes in the public space, the WhatsApp group, the tenants are aware. As you can see, this week we told them, hey, the Tobago Morning Show is on the Esplanade. Please take advantage of it. And one or two persons were selected, to come and advertise their space.
That's really good. That's really good. So, guys, you heard it from none other than the Mr. Kevin McKenna. We're going to thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for joining us this morning. I hope to see more of what the Tobago Esplanade has to offer during the year, leading right up to the end of the year, 2025. Guys, this is Tobago Updates. My name is Dwayne. Up next, we are going to speak with one of the clients. We're going to speak with one of the tenants here, with Miss Natalia Nancis. Thank you for joining us, and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
We party till we drop down there with a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago.
The best best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorns Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorns Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
put a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. I know normally I tell you welcome back to our location in Port Mall, Scarborough, but we are right opposite Port Mall in front of the picturesque, very famous I Love Tobago sign. And I'm very comfortable in my seat. Why? Because I'm sitting on the very couch that Courts has sponsored here this morning, and we are here to see what else they have to offer to the community, not just for my comfort but to yours. All right, so this morning I'm joined with Mr. Darren Howell. He is the regional manager for Courts Tobago. Good morning to you, Mr. Howell.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
It's a pleasure to have you here, you and the furniture that you brought with you.
I'm happy that you love it.
Yes, I am very comfortable to have this interview this I Love Tobago sign. Mr. Howell, what can we expect from Court in this season? Because we know Court is always up to date.
Was okay. Yeah.
Always up to date with sales. Tell me, what can we expect from Court in this season?
I'm happy that you asked that because we change our promotions regularly. So even though Christmas would have just ended and we would have had a lot of our major sales events, that has still spilled over into January. So we have a lot of focus now on credit purchases. So presently we have 20% off on a wide range. Showroom floor. So if you feel as though you want to refresh your living area, your bedroom area, then now is the time to come in and see what we have new. Because I see customers coming in and I see regular faces that would come and ask what we have new. Right. So we have a lot of offers that would pop up soon and even today that would apply to our credit customers that want to take out items for 24 months and over. Excellent offers for those.
Right, and then we have some upcoming activities as well. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Right. So I could just backtrack a little bit in terms of last year. So we're not just about going to courts and selling, we're about community involvement as well. So we have a member of our management team, Daniel White, who is very instrumental in the community involvement. So last year we would have been involved with Capture the Flag. So we would have partnered with Capture the Flag team, and Daniel would have done the setup. We would have sponsored prizes and so on. And we would have also played an integral part in the Tobago Festivals Commission's activities, which would have been the Blue Foods Festival, also the Tobago Heritage Festival. And now we're so happy to partner with you all. So we ensure that our presence is felt across the island. And we have a lot more to do in terms of community work. So we're going to continue on that in 2025. And something that we started last year that we're going to continue with this year is the courts burnout at Lowlands. So Daniel, Crystal, and the team at Lowlands would have put on an aerobics burnout event. And we were surprised at the overwhelming success. I mean, we gave away fitness equipment, we gave away, I think we gave away a treadmill, and it attracted a lot of people, and it shows the focus on health and fitness, which is so important in today's life.
Of course it is.
So we're going to continue with that this year. We're going to continue partnering and looking for avenues to get the brand name out there and build the brand awareness while adding value to the communities that we serve.
But what I heard from that is that if I want a free treadmill, I can attend the burnout.
Definitely.
All right. So earlier you said that you wanted to go more in depth into the 20% discount you're giving to creditors, right?
Yes.
So we're going to go right into that because you know we love a discount, right? So what exactly does this discount entail, and what can we get discounts on?
Okay. So today's promotion is centered around TVs. So we have 20% off TV purchases on credit 24 months and over. So you could get any size of TV, and we apply that 20% off if you are taking it out on credit for 24 months and over. And all you need to work with if you're a first-time customer is your proof of address, your ID, your job letter, and your pay slip, and then we sign you up quickly. And we have customers that would be on the system that would benefit from instant credit, and we encourage those customers to come down as well. And it allows you to have easier access to cash flow. So, you know, it's not always easy and it's not always recommended to purchase items cash. Sometimes it's better to manage your cash flow and utilize the credit facilities that will give you the opportunity to pay bite-sized installment pieces so that you have, you know, that availability of cash. And you leave with your item almost immediately once approval is given. And we have a short approval period. So you come today, you apply today, and by tomorrow you would have an idea in terms of if you would have been approved, and then we give you your TV. So we want you to, you know, come down and take advantage of this offer. We fully stocked in TVs. So if you didn't have the opportunity to get one at Black Friday sale or for Christmas, and you know you're watching the TV in the corner in the living room and you say, gosh, I could do it a little upgrade, that TV too small. You know, now is the time to come and get that 65-inch, that 85-inch, that 75-inch and create your own theater at home.
Yeah, but that's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. We're not trying to put the theater out of business. But I mean, if I could bring that home to me, I would appreciate that.
Exactly.
And I love how you had put in that we know some people would have missed the Black Friday sale and Christmas sale. But now we have a 20% sale going on here for creditors. I mean, why not take advantage of that? Right? Some of our viewers may have missed the first question, and I don't want them to miss it at all. What activities are you offering from courts? Just give us a reiteration of that.
Okay, so for Carnival this year, we're going to do the aerobics burn. That would be at the Lowlands location. And we are actually considering doing it at the Portmore location as well. So we probably would set up a stage and do it down here as well. And congratulations to the Lowlands team for coming up with that initiative. So we're going to do that. And we're going to have a lot of different events coming into the carnival season. And you know, one thing that is unique to courts is that we're always full of surprises. And while I may not be able to let all the cats out the bag at present, what I can say is that we have a lot of excitement in store. And I myself love the buzz and the energy. So I meet with the team on a regular basis to find out what we can do to, you know, add value to our customers. So it's a two-way relationship. So I actually have a meeting with the team this week where we're going to discuss what the activities would be unique to Tobago to incorporate customer involvement. Something we tried last year that was really exciting was karaoke. And the staff members, the CSRs, and so would have just advertised that on their social media platforms. And we had some professional singers. I was wondering, you know, if we could start a little, you know, scouting for talent segment here. So we always try to be innovative and creative, right? Boring is not part of our equation. So we have a lot. And coming up closer to this weekend and the end of the month, we're going to continue with the focus on our credit customers. So get your job letters, your pay slips, your proof of address, your ID. Just shake them off, have them ready so that you could visit and get whatever it is you need. I myself take advantage of the offers. I myself and the staff. So, you know, it's that good.
You know, they normally tell people don't buy back the products that they sell. Mr. Howell is breaking that.
Oh, I'm guilty.
All right, so we're hearing a lot of we're speaking about quote unquote expansion in different areas of courts, right? And there is some buzz. I mean, we spoke before prior to coming on set. There is a buzz about an expansion at the Port Mall location.
Right.
So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so we would have closed off our Pigott Street location last year, and year before last year, I'm sorry, December. We would have closed off that location because of the challenges with parking and, you know, not in the heart of the city. And we want to be where the customers are. We want to have easy access to the stores.
Yes.
So we would have started off at Port Mall in a fraction of the space that we would have had at Pigott Street. So we listened to the customers, and we wasn't able to display the full range of products. So when customers from Pigott Street visited Port Mall, you know, they would say, no, here it's too small. We want to see more.
Right.
We want more of courts in the Port Mall. So a couple months after, which would have been October this year, actually almost 1 year after, we expanded in Port Mall, and we commissioned a separate section right opposite the existing location, just solely dedicated for furniture. So we would have opened that in October of this year, and from October to now, we have seen, you know, exponential growth in terms of the furniture sales for the Port Mall branch. And customers love the aesthetic. The manager there, she does a fantastic job in terms of decor, merchandising. So we have a full range there at Port Mall, and I know that a lot of people still are not aware that we have that additional side of the Port Mall location. So we do have the electronic side, which is the area where we have most of the electronics, the TVs, the fridges, the stoves, and so on. And the other side, we have the bedding, the furniture, like what we are sitting on, and full range of accessories and stuff to just, you know, add that touch of accent, that accent piece to your living space.
Now, might I add that, I mean, you are telling us about the expansion, but I myself walked through courts recently, and I did see the expansion, you know, the side with the furniture and then the side with the electronics, and I'm like, what courts is getting on? I don't mind doing this again. We could do this again, right? So the excitement that I'm feeling, I hope that customers are willing to come in and actually sharing that excitement. You know, courts has a lot to offer. Now, we know that in Tobago, we have a lot of, I don't want to say competitors, we are all one. But, you know, there are other furniture and appliances areas in Tobago. But what sets courts aside? What sets courts, you know, what is unique about courts that we should go to courts as opposed to the other ones selling furniture and appliances?
Okay, I like how you say the other ones. So, I mean, that's a list that we could sit and talk about all in terms of the uniqueness.
Yes.
And, you know, my experience before would have been in food and beverage. So I would have worked on the cruise ships, and I would have mostly worked in restaurants and stuff. So this is my first stint in terms of the corporate environment. And when I came to courts, the first thing that blew me away was the passion that the team has for what they do. We have CSRs like Christy Pierre in Lowlands, like Evelyn Lindsay in Port Mall, like Nisha Camille. We have CSRs that I would have sit and observed where customers would have come and asked for specific CSR. And we tell them, no, the person is on sick leave, or the person is on vacation, or they're on a day off. Can someone else assist? No. They want to deal with the people that they are accustomed dealing with. Why? Because we're not just about transactional sales. We're about creating an experience. And this is what the customers appreciate. Creating an experience. So if you come to purchase a TV, or if you come to purchase a living room set, it's not just about us asking you what's your budget and then showing you what falls within that bracket. It's about finding out what color walls you have in your living room, what color accent pieces you have, what is your level of comfort. You know, you want a lot of cushions, you want something contemporary, you want something, you know, that would give you that pop in your living room. So we get involved in terms of the customer's decision, and customers trust us. They trust our judgment, and they trust the fact that we would suggest the best item. And our repeat customer rate is what has us here today and gave us the opportunity to expand. And there may be opportunities to even grow further in Tobago. And we have been seeing the growth in terms of, you know, the Port Mall, the optical team, and even the Courts Business Solution that we'll talk about later on. So the most unique point for us would be our customer engagement and the fact that we go the extra mile to ensure that we find solutions for the customers, and our solutions are almost tied to emotions, because when you purchase a set like this and you're with your family watching a movie,
yes,
you're comfortable. We create the environment for you to have that oneness and that bond with your family. So customer experience is definitely top tier for us. Also promotions, we never void of promotions.
Of course
we
not.
always have, unique offers. So we cater to everyone. There's always something for everyone. Whatever you're looking for, we create solutions for you. And also we adapt in terms of market trends. So if we realize that, there is a need for more modern style of dining room sets, our dynamic purchasing team ensures that they solicit feedback from the team, and then they would order stuff that would suit the customer's palate. Because it's not just about what we want. It's about what the customers want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Courts has a lot to offer. Viewers, Courts has a lot to offer. And unfortunately, we can't fit that into this little segment, right? So but before we go, I'll just allow Mr. Howell to just tell us, I'll touch slightly on the CBS, and then we'll just give them some more information onto where we can find more information about Courts.
Okay, good. So Courts CBS, which is Courts Business Solutions, generally it's an arm of the business that caters to the corporate, restaurant, hotel industry. So apart from our regular range of items that we carry, we can procure items like commercial range for your restaurants, for your hotels. And I'll give you a quick example. One of our top customers is the Magdalena Grand Hotel, and we procure a lot of stuff for them that is not aligned to our range. So if you have a restaurant, or you want to open a restaurant, or you want to upgrade your kitchen equipment, you want a commercial ice machine, or you want a grill or a deep fat fryer, something that we don't carry, CBS would be the brand that you would go to get assistance with that. If you have a bed and breakfast and you want to change out your beds, 10 beds, you want to change out TVs, Courts Business Solutions will deal with that. So you can visit Unicoma TT's page and you get all the information there.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Howell, for being with us here this morning on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. For the young people that are watching, and even the older folks who are young at heart, Courts has a lot to offer. I'm not going to stress on that anymore. Courts just has a lot to offer. So take a walk through their space. And once again, Mr. Howell, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
As always.
All right. So viewers, we have one more interview on Youth Wednesdays in store for you. So I hope that you stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
put a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, to our last segment on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. Now, my background has changed, I know, not for the better or the worse, but just a little branch of where we were. I know we were in front of the Isle of Tobago sign. Now we are simply in one of the boats that is around the Isle of Tobago sign. This morning I'm joined with Mr. Leo Grant, the procurement officer here at the Esplanade on Milford Road in Scarborough at the Calypso Boulevard. I know that's a very long title, but you know where it is. You can't miss it once you pass through Scarborough. And of course, we are also joined with Miss Shonique Bacchus. She is the store manager of where we are today, and that is Biashara. Now we're going to get directly into Biashara and what Biashara is, or who Biashara is. Right, so my first question to Mr. Grant, what is Biashara and what are the goals of Biashara? How did Biashara come about?
All right, so I just want to say good morning to everyone. All right, so again, I'm Leo Grant. I'm one of the procurement officers here at the Milford Road Esplanade. Now, Biashara means merchandise in Swahili, all right? And the chairman of the Esplanade, that is Mr. McKenna, I think you would have spoken to him earlier, he had a vision, and I would say that he's mandated to make this Esplanade one of the main hubs of Tobago, right, in terms of commerce. Now, he would have put out to the board and members of the administrative company to find a name that can relate to what he wanted to have in terms of the store. And after putting it out, I would have come up with the name Biashara. After looking it up, right, understanding it meant merch. And I was also tasked with bringing the store together. As you see, the shelving, and it was supposed to be something that was natural, right, and also represented our culture well. Right.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so I think they did a very good job of displaying brands, etc., etc. What are some of the goals and objectives of Biashara? I know that, well, of course, we had a conversation earlier, and you would have shared with me some of what you have to offer the public. So what are some of the goals and the objectives of Biashara?
Right, well, right now we are launching, for example, the Bago Nation brand, right? Now, that is the in-house brand of Biashara itself. But if we see them as campaigns, so after that particular campaign is over, what we intend to do is make Biashara a launching pad for vendors here in Tobago. So they will be able to come up with their concepts, and they will be able to have their brand launched not just in Tobago, but make it an international thing. Because we are located right next to the port, if people don't know. And as tourists come off the boat, the Esplanade is the first place that they come to, right? And this store is right at the end, the closest point to the port. So as they come into the store, they are able to interact with our vendors through their brands. And it's easy to see where you might find something. If I could highlight this scissor stick keychain, you know, something so unique, so that when they see it, they could go back to wherever they come from, and they will share that information. And before you know it, some of our vendors could have their brands in the UK or other parts of the world.
So you're saying that if I have a business, and it is, of course, Tobago based because I am Tobagonian,
right?
And I want tourists to see my product first before they get into the actual Tobago space,
correct,
off of the Esplanade. I can bring my product here, and you all will brand it for me. Well, I bring my brand, and you all advertise it for me within store.
That is essentially what I'm saying. And you see, Biashara is not just a place where we exchange money, but also the culture and ideas, because you come with your ideas, we share our ideas with you, and see how best we can make everything come together into a beautiful packaging.
All right, that sounds very good. Now, I know, Shanique, you all are probably looking at Shanique and saying, you know, who is this lovely young lady standing next to Mr. Grant? Now, Shanique is the store manager, and she is the face of Biashara here at the Esplanade. All right, so Shanique will take me through a few of the items that you all have here to offer from different brands across Tobago. Now, Mr. Grant highlighted the swizzle stick keychain, and I'm seeing a cutlass keychain and a cutlass. You know, that is a lot of Tobago stuff. Is that a what did you call it? What type of board?
A joking board.
A joking board.
Yes.
I mean, you can't actually wash your clothes on it, but you have a piece of Tobago with you because that's a part of our culture. Another thing that we can look at as well is the makeup section in that corner. That a lot of women, of course, would be very much interested in. So we'll just walk and go over there, and she'll just take me through who this brand is and what they have to offer.
So we have over here Tobago Cosmetics. Tobago Cosmetics was founded by Miss Donnell Smith, and it basically features Tobago on a whole. So we have here her mink 3D faux lashes, which are named after places in Tobago such as Charlottesville, Buku, Castara. I think we also have these ones. Named after the birds that we have. Her pan stick brush set, her lash glue. Oh, my favorite, the black cake palette. You need to see this one, Natty. Yes. So in it you see some of the things, the ingredients.
Browning, currant, cinnamon, cherry brandy, mixed peel, prune, sugar. I mean, if you are looking for something from Tobago, please visit this store just to see Tobago Cosmetics. All right. So what else do we have?
We also have her setting powders named after some of our spices like clove, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, and we also have her 50% and 75% highlight and contour palette. I'll just show you what the 50% contour palette looks like.
Okay. All right. So this is what Tobago Cosmetics has to offer. We'll now move over. I mean, we had this young lady, so we'll just move over one time. We had this young lady come to Tobago Updates Youth Wednesday's morning show at a point in time, and she told us that we have a lot of seaweed coming to our shores, but we can do something with that seaweed. So what do we have here from that lovely young lady who brought us earlier?
This is Spargasm. Spargasm has her seaweed soap, as well as she has male and female body oil, and she also has Grow, Glow and Bloom bed oil for men. If you look at this one, you will see turmeric, which is good for like inflammation, and it helps to hydrate, repair and restore your skin, which is important.
Very much important. Yes. And underneath Spargasm we have
so as Mr. Grant would have mentioned, we have our Bago Nation brand. So we have here our Bago Nation hoodie.
I must get
looking for something to snatch afterward.
And then we also have our carnival tees, which would have launched for our 2024 carnival.
Right. So we have carnival tees. I'm seeing the hoodie. I'm seeing a bag.
Yes, we have all.
So is it that you're making a shopping list with those things in your hand for me? I'll take them afterward.
Oh, of course.
And yes, so we have the bag. We have the tees.
Yes, and we have these tie-dye shirts and tops for men and women from Metamorphosis, which is another local business featured at Biashara.
Right, and then we have some soaps, we have some more scents, we have the keychains, of course, that we had featured earlier. Now we are a little pressed for time, so thank you so much, Shanique, for showing us some of what we can expect here. I'm not going to end it here. I'm going to leave it to you to visit Biashara on the Esplanade on Calypso Boulevard, right? Calypso Rose Boulevard.
Yes.
Correction from the procurement officer.
No problem at all.
All right, I'm leaving it to you, the public, to come and visit Biashara. If it is that you have specific brands, things that you want to advertise, Biashara is here to meet those needs. So, before I leave, I just want to let you know that, we have more than one tenant here at the Esplanade, and we're about to see Miss Annie's Sweet Hand this morning, all right? So I leave Biashara and I head over to Annie's Sweet Hand, where we learn more of what she has in store. Thank you so much, Shanique and Leo, for taking me through.
Not a problem.
Viewers, I invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Good morning, good morning. Annie's Sweet Hand. Well, I prepare lovely Creole dishes, a variety of dishes. I always love cooking. I have a passion for cooking. Yes, I started at restaurants, at hotels, and I always say one day I want to have my own food business, and I have achieved that goal. Well, you got to serve people. I love dealing with people. I love giving them beautiful service. And it's a pleasure to hear persons come back and say after you had your meal, it was delicious. I enjoyed it. And to see them return again makes me have joy. All of them are favorite, believe me, all of them are favorite. But what I love most, oxtail. Oxtail and rabbit. To hear my customer says, I'm coming Friday to get that oxtail and that rabbit. Favorite. And pilau as well. They love my pilau. So from Monday to Thursday, I prepare, always have those 3 meals. Dolphin, or it all depends, whatever fish I have, that is what I do, but it always is cooked in a coconut Creole sauce. Then I have stewed chicken, then you have stewed curry pork, and then it goes along with your choices of starches, macaroni pie, dumplings, provision, some sort of peas, whether lentil, red bean, pigeon peas, and then you have your salads to make it a balanced, healthy meal, which is coleslaw or fresh salad. And you have pilau, one of the most favorite local dishes here in Tobago, made with my real coconut juice. Beautiful. So on Fridays and Saturdays, you can have, let's say, maybe whatever fish again in the coconut sauce, then you have stew rabbit, you have curry goat, you have stew oxtail, one of the customers' favorite meal at oxtail. They say they love it. And the way I've done it soft, it's always soft where they can eat it and enjoy it. And then it goes along with the same starches, macaroni pie, provision, dumpling. You have stewed pigeon peas Friday and Saturday as well, along with callaloo. A variety of choices for my customers. My mom. Kudos to my mom. And growing up, at an early age, well, I was the only girl. I'm the only girl with along 4 boys. So she taught me to cook for the family. So sometimes I can't reach up to the stove, but she will put a little blocks and I will stand on it. And she taught me how to cook these different beautiful dishes. Well, about 15 to 16 years. But on the Esplanade, I've been here about 10 years. It's beautiful. That's why I'm here this long. If I wasn't enjoying, I've been gone already. But it's beautiful being on the Esplanade, meeting variety of different persons. Sometimes the tourist ships comes in, you meet a little tourist. They may not support 100, but they still support in some way or the other. Yeah, makes me feel good. It hasn't done anything to the traffic. My business is doing well thus far. It hasn't done any harm to me at all. I will continue to cook for as long as I can until my breath leaves me. Fridays and on Saturdays.
That's because you have that variety there.
That variety there, and the people come to get the variety. Yeah. I have a beautiful relationship with all my tenants. Yeah, we communicate well. Yeah, we work together well. Yeah, so it's a good one. It's a good one. Of course, definitely a good place for them to stop by and see what's happening. And we just to get a little more entertainment, to let the flow come even more. The flow is there, but we get a little more entertainment, the flow would be even more. And then coming to see Annie's Sweet Hand, be at her booth, see what she has to offer, make it even better. Yes. Thank you all for having me as well. Have a beautiful day.
Inventor of the U-Dazzle fashion ruler, Mrs. Rona Eastman Jack, is Tobago's foremost authority on intellectual property rights. She is sharing the benefit of her experience with Roxborough secondary students.
Well, one of the greatest benefits is licensing my product to a company in Denmark. And if I didn't have the protect for it, he would not have taken it. So, and then I have the benefit of now looking to license in the United States. And even with my trademark, that's one of intellectual property rights. My trademark now is in multiple countries because of the Madrid Protocol. You have to have intellectual property, you have to have proof of ownership. And if you don't have proof of ownership, they will not take your product to license or sell it as an invention, because you could be an infringement on somebody else's own, and they don't want that. The companies that you will license to don't want that problem.
It was inspiring to me that I got to meet one of an inventors from my country. So it was inspiring for me.
This year's theme is Women and IP, accelerating innovation and creativity.
If you have it protected, then you skip the having to prove yourself, and then you would be able to say, no, I have my trademark for this. I have an industrial design. I have a patent. I have my poems, or my book is copyright protected because it's original work. Your pictures are original. You know, you would be able to have those particular rights.
April 26th is World Intellectual Property Rights Day. Lectures were conducted at Roxborough Secondary School and Goodwood High School to mark the occasion.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and this morning I'm being joined by my co-host, Mr. Luke James Trim. Good morning, and we are here and we are coming to you live from downtown Scarborough by the Milford Road Esplanade. Now, we have been having our Beneath the Surface series right here on Tobago Updates, and just in case you didn't know, we are sponsored by Quartz Furniture Store. So if you see any of these lovely furniture here this morning that might look really good at your crib, just be sure to check Quartz at the ground floor of the Port Mall or at the Gulf City Mall branch. Now this morning, as we continue our Beneath the Surface series, one of our interviewees this morning is one of our assemblymen, someone who is very popular and known to us here in Tobago. We have Mr. Joel Sampson. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Now we know that you have been extremely busy, late nights, early mornings, but you have made the time to come here this morning, so we want to say thank you for that. Now with the Beneath the Surface series, we have been going beneath the surface to find out some of the ideas behind a number of the projects that you have done, if you have been able to accomplish them, and how that has been for you personally. Now, we know that you were recently married, so I want to say congratulations to you on that. So you seem to have your plate very full right now. Tell us how that's been for you. We are in year 3 now.
Well, it has been a wonderful experience thus far. Good morning again to yourself and the co-host and to the people of Tobago. The experience has been wonderful. You know, it's been a learning experience. As you learn, you grow into the role and into the position. So it's become a bit more comfortable. Yes, you have to multitask because you have different things now. You're assigned a secretary, you're an area rep still, and then you have a family. So you have to have some kind of perfect balance to ensure that everything works out smoothly. But I'm enjoying it, I'm embracing it. And as I always do, I place God first and things work out smoothly.
Okay, great. And Mr. Sampson, you know, the interesting thing about your tenure is that we were able to see you start in one area and then you transition to the next. You know, you went from assistant secretary to secretary. You went from the division of infrastructure to the division of community development, youth development, and sports. Walk us through how that shift was for you. Like, what was your initial reaction when you heard, okay, not see, you're going to be a secretary now, I'm going to be managing a division. How did that feel to you?
Well, when the announcement was made, it was an overwhelming feeling at that point. You know, but whatever decision is made, I am always up for the task and ready to work. Being at the division of infrastructure, I learned a lot. I even decided to do some project management courses while there, you know, to familiarize myself more with what it needed to run a division like that or to assist in a division like that. And it was a wonderful experience there. The time that I had, I achieved a lot, accomplished a lot. And then I moved on to the division of community development, youth development and sports, where I'm currently flourishing. And the transition has been comfortable because I have been into sports and youth development over the years. So it wasn't a hard transition. It's like I fell into the space that I would have been most comfortable from the onset.
That's great.
Right, and even as you made that transition over to community development, that just happened last year. For some persons, they would have suggested that that was too late to have any real impact in that division. So were you able to implement any new programs or any new strategies, or did you just take up where your colleague left off and try to carry the baton?
Well, more or so less sometimes the old person say it's better late than never. And you know, once you're a person that is grounded and you are about the work ethic, you have good work ethic, nothing is too late. And since I've been there, we have continued on some of what was started and we have implemented new programs and we continue to press on. And if you look at the division now, it's probably one of the best divisions across the THA. I'm not tooting my own, but from looking at this space, we are right up there and getting back to where we ought to be.
And keeping on that note, Secretary, if you are to choose a project or a program that when you sit and you think about it, it just makes you smile and sleep well at night, what project or program would you like to chat about? What is that initiative that you would have been a part of that you were very pleased to see that it would have succeeded?
All right, well, at the division, there are a lot of programs that we have started, a lot of programs that I would have initiated. So it's so much to pick out one because they all mean a lot to me. For example, we have Macho, that's the men and boys talk, that would have started just before I got there, and we would have improved on it. We would have moved it from one level to another, where we engage men and young boys within the community. So it's like a mentorship, a father-son program. That's something that's there to me. And then we have the new implementation, that's the trade trek. Because, you know, technical skills, that's my forte. And, you know, I'm always encouraging young persons. If you are not academically, you can learn a technical skill that will still help you along in life. So there are lots of projects. There's the Charlottesville project to get kick-started, which is dear to me as well, because, you know, the persons of Charlottesville have been clamoring for quite some time for, you know, that restart to their center and their field and stuff like that. So, you know, things within the community that would engage communities and persons to, you know, come out and look forward to something, those safe spaces. So there isn't one that I can select, but there are numerous that when I look,
you hear some persons coming out and complaining about the 10 on 10 off strategy to meet the unskilled sector of the population. But there are also a number of courses for these persons to empower themselves that are under your division. What kind of feedback have you been getting in relation to persons actually taking advantage of those programs? For the persons that say, well, a little certificate program in the community center is not enough to engage underskilled youth. What do you have to say to those persons?
Well, to those persons, every opportunity that you get to learn something new is very critical in this time. You might look at the certification and say, this is just a certificate, but look at the bigger picture. You would have learned something that you would not have known before. And you now can utilize the skill that you have learned to better yourself. So you can now decide, for example, if you learn plumbing, you can now say to yourself, I can buy a few tools and I can start my own company and start doing work. You start small and eventually you will grow into it, and then you will become one of the biggest things. Some persons tend not to look down the road. They mostly look at their big toe and think, what I can get now. I want an early morning work and I get something now. But you have to look at the long term, look at your future, look at if you intend to have a family life, how can you provide for your family? And being an entrepreneur is one of the best things, and I will always encourage young persons to learn a skill. Because sometimes, no knock at anyone, you go, you study for years and then you come back, it's difficult to get a job. But once you have a technical skill, there's always an opportunity, there's always an avenue for you to self-sustain yourself.
But what are some of the key strategies that you are using to both engage and empower youth through your division?
Well, we have the field officers that go around in the various districts and interact and engage the young persons. And, you know, let them know about the courses that we offer, how they can enroll into these programs. I also do motivational chats, so there are times I will visit MIC, I will visit various schools, my alma mater schools, Compre, Scarborough Sec, Bonaparte Primary School, you know, and encourage young persons. We have these programs. You are never too young to engage or enroll in a program, you know. Sometimes the holiday period, you have nothing doing, you're home from school. You could take advantage, you know, enroll. You can learn to bake, you can learn to sew, you can learn to do something that would help you and help your family going along. So, you know, we continue to go out on the field. The field officers at the division have been working extremely hard to ensure that, you know, we capture the majority of young persons. Because if you look at what is happening in this space today, we have to ensure and encourage them, motivate them and uplift them so that they don't choose the way of crime and violence.
Okay, Mr. Sampson, and I really appreciate the fact that you touched on the importance of young people getting the skills, because not everything is about academics. And I think, quite frankly, we live in a society where the standard or the idea is that, okay, you have to go to high school, get a full certificate, get a government job, and that's it. But there's a lot of value of building that gap between young people and skills and exposing them to, like, those tech skills, plumbing, electrical. Some people like to cook, barbering. We have people who want to get into cosmetics and those other areas. But what I want to ask you, Mr. Sampson, is on the note of youth development. What can we look forward to seeing for 2025 as we're on the last stretch? What can we expect to see from your division where youth development is concerned?
Well, in terms of the youth development, we continue to progress and continue to implement new programs. So you'll see we'll continue with the World of Work. The trade trek would continue into its next cohort. There's also the summer internship programs. And then recently we had some meetings with the Minister of Youth Development and National Service where we can bounce off of each other. So some of the programs that they initiate in Trinidad, we will now bring those to the space, and some that we have here, they will take to the space. So we'll see the MyLat and MyPat programs coming on stream that would target the young people, the at-risk young people especially, so that our young persons can uplift themselves and they can be better going forward.
And what about Youth Awards? Because I know that's a highly anticipated event last year. We didn't see it for whatever reason. And I know this year, 2025, we have our young people who have been doing the work. They are set, they are waiting to see, okay, it's time for me to probably see if my work made the cut. What about Youth Awards?
Right, so there is the Youth Month coming up later on in the year. We're going to have a Youth Awards. We're also going to bring back the Sports Awards because I like to recognize persons for their contributions that they would have made in this space, how they would have represented. So those are on stream, they are coming. Up to yesterday, I had the chat with the administrator about those because, you know, we must recognize persons for their achievements. You know, it's good to give persons their flowers while they're alive. You don't wait till they pass on to recognize them. So those two programs are on stream and you will see them. So,
right. And when it comes to sport development on the island, what are some of the strategies that you have implemented to improve some of the facilities as well as assist or even partner with the Ministry of Sport to ensure that the clubs and the athletes are prepared and given some of the resources that they need in order to succeed?
When it comes to the sport development part, you know, I've been having a lot of conversations with the Assistant Secretary, Mr. Wayne Clark. He has been doing a wonderful job trying his best to ensure that the clubs are up to our standard when it comes to how they operate and how they run. You know, there are a lot of sport development programs that we have in place that we continue to utilize. Recently, we had the graduation for the differently able. We had some coach courses so that they would know how to handle the differently able athletes. So, you know, we're not just looking at the persons that progress fast, but those that are slow and upcoming, because they do a wonderful job as well. Because if you look, take for example, our Paralympic athlete, Akeem Stewart, he has been doing well over the years. And we recently recognized his achievements, you know. The division at that time, we didn't have much, but, you know, sometimes you have to find it from somewhere to ensure that, you know, we give them the support. Because, you know, he mentioned that, you know, you have a lot of events, a lot of competitions, and the support is needed, you know. So we continue to try our best to support our athletes. Since I have been there, I've been trying my best to ensure that they get the support they need. Because without that support, you can't push to the next level. Sometimes I know it's not much, but as little as I can assist with, I try my best out of the division. If at the moment it's last minute and I can do it out of pocket, I try my best out of my personal resources to assist, because I was once there and I know the support that was needed to take me to that next level. So I know these athletes would need that same sort of support. You know, we'd have the workshops and all these things, so, you know, so that coaches could be better, athletes could be better. So we continue to work and we continue to roll out the programs, and the division, the workers, everyone has been very supportive, and we continue to press on. In terms of the facilities, as you have mentioned, we have recently started some work on some of these facilities, some upgrades. So you will see some works happening at the Speyside Hard Court, the Wim Hard Court, the Montgomery Hard Court. There are quite a number of hard courts that would be upgraded. Some football fields will be upgraded in the shortcoming. The persons in Canaan Bonaccord work would start pretty soon on the Canaan Bonaccord recreational ground. For persons who have been having the concern and saying that it's not being fixed, it will be rectified shortly, as well as a number of grounds across the island, because we know we have to have the facilities as well for the athletes to perform to maximum. So Shaw Park for the tennis players, for the netballers, that work will start pretty soon. For the persons at Louisville who are concerned about the lighting, physical work will start there at the end of this month. So we continue to push on. I have been letting the staff know, hey, my work ethic is high and I like to work. I'm here to work. I'm here to do nothing else but work and ensure that Tobago gets to the place where it's ought to be.
And Mr. Sampson, you know what I've noticed in your interviews, that sometimes when you hear these people speaking about their achievements, it sounds somewhat braggadocious, but when you're speaking, we are hearing passion, we are hearing purpose, we are hearing someone who genuinely likes what he's doing, and I want to commend you on that. So viewers, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Beneath the Surface. Just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With Amplia TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with Amplia's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With Amplia, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. Amplia. Do more, live more.
Attention, members of TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Are you ready to take the next step and help shape your credit union's future? This is your chance to get involved. We're now accepting nominations for elections at our 75th Annual General Meeting 2025. Open positions include spots on the Supervisory Committee, the Board of Directors, and the Credit Committee. Nomination packages are available on our website www.twcu.co.tt, or you can pick one up at our Port of Spain or Tobago offices. The completed forms can be dropped off at the said offices or emailed to nominations@twcu.co.tt no later than January 17th, 2025 at 3 p.m. For more information, visit our website at www.twcu.co.tt. Don't miss this opportunity to make a difference. Apply today and guide the future of your credit union. TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Our credit union, one family.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Welcome back, viewers. We are here outside because, you know, we just like to be extra. So we are here doing the Beneath the Surface series, and we want to thank you all just for sticking with us. As you can clearly see, we sit on good, we sit on comfortable. So we want to thank Court so much for sponsoring this morning's furniture. Now, Mr. Sampson, I'm sitting here and I'm listening because in Tobago, we will hear nicknames such as Toffee, Chuk Chuk, Jub Jub, but you have Nutsy, and I really want you to walk us through how you got that nickname, Nutsy.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was much younger, I liked eating nuts. Right, so I would eat all the nuts in the house.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, Christmas time back in the days, the old people, they like to patch the nuts and they bottle it out. So for Christmas, when people come around, you know, you give them nuts, black cake. But when they were looking for the nuts, there was no nuts. Because obviously, I'd have eaten out all the bottles, empty bottles that have been below my bed in my room. And they started calling me the Nuts Man.
Okay.
So that name stuck with me until I got to high school. And then in high school, they just started calling me Nuts. And the name, you know.
Okay, interesting. Wondered. Mr. Sampson, so we are in our year 2025, Vision 2025, where we are expecting to see a lot of secretaries finishing strong. Like we expect to see something, a different sort of energy per se. But from your experience thus far, obviously you may have faced some sort of challenges. So I want you to talk to me about some challenges you would have faced, and most importantly, how you were able to overcome those challenges.
Right, well, in anything there are challenges. Nothing comes easy. Everything there is hard work, and you have to stay dedicated to the craft or whatever you are doing. In our instance, finances are a challenge because there's so much you want to get done, but the funding is just not there to get all that you want done. So you now have to reprioritize and say, all right, what are the priorities? What is important? What we can do otherwise, how we can seek support otherwise to get other things done that we want to get done. And persons just have to understand, as much as they would want to see things happening at a fast-paced rate, it's just not possible. But what I can assure them is that things are happening. It might be slow and steady, but it's sure. You see a lot of works coming out of this division over the next couple of months. So persons can look around and they can say, yes, we are getting to that place where we want to. And I know all the monies that I would like to have. You'll see fireworks all over Tobago, all across the island. Work would have been getting done left, right, and center. The important thing, the support at the division, that's critical. The support from the assistant secretary, the support from the administrator and all the staff, just encompass what we want to do, what we want to achieve. Some days are better than some, because there are some days, not every day you are up to 100%. Even myself, I'm a human being. There are days I'm not at that 100%, but we still come out and we put in the effort, and I just want to commend the staff at the division for their hard work and for their support in us pushing these projects and choosing what is priority and how we can go forward.
Excellent. And when we look back at 2024, that was a year for the books for Tobago, specifically when we look at the crime rate. We had, I believe it was 26 murders for 2024, unprecedented. How has that shifted the direction that the division has decided to take in targeting youth, and what specific programs were then implemented to ensure that we capture those youth before they fall into a life of crime and violence?
Right. I'm happy that you mentioned that, because so the increase in the crime and criminal activities, and age barrier, there's no age barrier. Now it's the young persons. That's where the trade track program came out of, because we had to target the at-risk youths somehow, because we realized most of them, they're not into the academics that much, so they will just slide through school. They would find themselves attracted to things that are not becoming of young people. So that was one of the programs that we used to target them, and we had a lot of them in the program. Unfortunately, we lost one of them as the program went on through the same gun violence, and may his soul rest in peace. But you could have seen at that program, he wanted to make that change. He was making great strides, but unfortunately, they say sometimes wrong place, wrong time. But the young people in Tobago, they want the opportunities. They want to do better, and we have to set that example, because if we at the head don't set the example, they would not have a good example to follow, and they look up to us. So that's why I'm always mindful. I'm telling persons, what you do, others will follow. So you set a good example, and others will follow that. Just recently I had a conversation with our administrator, and I was talking about boxing, because I had the conversation with Mr. Manswell, one of our most decorated boxers here on the island, and an idea struck me. And I thought to myself, why we not create a program, put down the guns and pick up the gloves. And we target the at-risk youths, those who have anger management issues. So channel that negative energy into something positive. And then you can shape and channel your life into something different. Because you may not have it academically, you may not like the technical, but sporting discipline is also important. So I'm looking at that to build out a program, something like that, because there are a lot of young persons might be interested in boxing, they want to take out that anger in some way. So come and beat up on the punching bag, that kind of mental, issues, that psychological aspect of it. We work with them, we create the programs to ensure that they stay focused and channel that negative energy into something positive.
Wow, that's a really, really great idea. And I think it's something that it's something innovative and fresh for the island of Tobago, because from that project, not only are you giving young people the opportunity to release whatever they are feeling in a positive, non-violent way, but it can also open up so much rooms for, Tobago being the ideal island for that sporting discipline of boxing. And Mr. Sampson, as we're on the point of that community, when we started off this series, Assemblyman Trevor James made a very interesting point. He said in his era, it was a village type lifestyle they had, everyone raised the child, it takes a village. And, your division responsible for community development, if you can, find ways to get the community involved so that it's not like what we are seeing now where everybody is every man for themselves type vibes, where we can see a moment where the community comes together to work towards some common purpose. For example, we have so many villages where they have mural walls that are outdated. In the future, can we see programs where probably a day comes and the village comes together to just, bring beauty back into the village?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's something we can look into. But sometimes it's not necessarily the division has to do it. We as a people, we as a community can come together. We have the village councils. We can come together and say, you know what? We don't always have to wait on the assembly to get things done. We can take up that mantle. We can grab the bull by the horns and say, let's get this moving. And the division would always support, because I'm always willing to support. If it's one thing persons can say, if they come to the division, Mr. Sampson is willing to support programs and initiatives that will benefit the community. So it's something we can look into. You, since as you have raised it, you can start there. That means bias or anything, but yeah, we can start right there. Yeah, we have to support one another. We have to get Tobago back to the, and we have to, that unity, we have to get that back together, So it's a good idea, and I look forward to your proposal of that.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more of this conversation. See you soon.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. Remember, we are joining you from Milford Road, Scarborough, right on the Scarborough Esplanade, right in front of the scenic I Love Tobago sign. Now this morning we are sponsored by Courts Furniture Store, located on the ground floor of the Port Mall as well as the Gulf City Mall Lowlands. Now this morning we continue our Beneath the Surface series right here on Tobago Updates, chatting with Assemblyman Joel Sampson. Now we have chatted about a number of things, but when we look at Tobago and Tobago's overall autonomy, and Tobago having the opportunity to have the resources that it needs in order to fulfill its development agenda, do you see some projects that you wanted to do that had we had that Tobago autonomy, you would have been able to do it?
Yes, well, there are always a lot of projects that we would want to do. You know, there are things that if we had our way, we would have gotten done. But unfortunately, how the system is set, we have to work alongside the powers that be. Nonetheless, we continue to press on as an assembly. We continue to do what we are responsible for. Sometimes we even go outside our remit and do things that we are not responsible for, but at the end of the day, we are all Tobagonians. And once you have Tobagonians working in this space, you would want them to be comfortable. So things that we are not responsible for, say for instance, just an example, national security, there are times that the police station would require certain things and we'll go above and beyond to ensure that they get it so our staff, the workers here can be comfortable, because at the end of the day, they are Tobagonians and we're all Tobagonians, and you wouldn't want Tobagonians working in a place of discomfort. So as much as we would like greater autonomy, we still work within our confines and do our best to ensure that Tobago moves forward and we progress in the direction that we would want to go.
Excellent. And when we look at what's happening at your district level, what are some of the plans that you had for your first 100 day in office that you were able to successfully implement? And have you had any challenges in really getting some of those ideas that you had off the ground?
Well, for the first 100 days, there are two things that I wanted to get done, and they were completed. One just outside of the 100 days, that's where we have the funding issue at Cocoa Reef, and also the resurfacing of the entrance to Pigeon Point, where it was a bit untidy. We now see that heading into Pigeon Point itself, you know, with the coastal erosion, it's starting to affect that area. But I've had conversations with Assemblyman James, the Secretary for Infrastructure, and they're working out some scope of works to have that area rectified. With the issue at Cocoa Reef, a lot of persons will not understand. Persons who probably grew up in that area and lived there for many years would understand that before Cocoa Reef was built, there was an underground drainage system out into the sea from that area, because it's like it's in a basin, run out. But with the development and the constant construction, so we used to have water there for some time. Then the gentleman who would have allowed the division to build a catchment area to the back. So the water would have run off there. Some of it would run off and some would remain in the road until it subsided over after a few days. He decided that he's going to further develop his property. So he blocked off the area where that water would have run previously to develop his building. Now, water from his building, the stormwater comes back into the road. Water from Storby car park, when it rains heavily, comes into the road. Water from the opposite directions come. So it's all in a basin. So what we did, they did a force main where they have pumps pumping the water via a 6-inch main to Storby local road, which is quite some distance, about 300 meters. We would have to appreciate the fact that the water runs off. Once there is constant and heavy rainfall and water keeps coming, there would be some water there, but rest assured, as all that rain eases up, the water pumps out and persons can access the road. But it's something that we continue to look at and see how we can further treat with it. There are some other issues that we want to have treated. For instance, the recreational ground, the hard courts, all these things are in train and work with start in very short time. All the work is local content, because one thing I would have mentioned at the division, any work to be done within our district, the content has to come from there, the workforce has to come from there. Whoever is responsible has to be from that district so that persons within can get assistance. So we have some other things, some projects in the pipeline for Bonaccord Crown Point. If I would have mentioned some things on the platform, and they will come through. You know, it's slow and steady, but we are sure we will progress to the place that we want to be as we try to create the greatest little island.
Now, what is one thing you would like to leave with Tobagonians, or what you would like to do for the island? Just leave us with a tidbit, where Joel Sampson is concerned. What can we expect to see, or what are you aiming for?
Well, I've always been on the humble side and that humble person. I've worked with humility. I have a very high work ethic, and it's something I would encourage all Tobagonians to follow. Once that work ethic is up there, that humility remains, you can achieve maximum. You can achieve a lot of things. 5-10 years ago, I didn't think about politics. I just worked with youth organizations, did my thing. But I didn't know persons were looking at me and they would say, this young man is very humble. He could serve, he can, and the opportunity granted itself, and I took up on the opportunity. And a lot of young persons, a lot of persons in Tobago can have these opportunities as well, but it's how you present yourself. You have to remain humble. Always trust in God. Allow Him to lead you where you want to go, and you will get to that place where you want to be. It might not happen overnight. It might not happen in 5 years, but once you maintain that faith, you maintain that trust in God, He would take you where you want to go.
Excellent. And lastly, for the persons who are not keeping up with the media and not watching this interview, or keeping up with what is happening, and is saying that, well, you said that you would fix it and I'm not seeing it being fixed. How do you speak to those persons? How do you appeal to them or allow them to understand some of the struggles that you are facing even as you try to fix it?
Well, to those persons, sometimes the forums you use can let persons understand the situation. So recently I had a town hall within my district, and we sit down and we had that real conversation as to what is happening, the challenges that are faced, and how we can progress, how we can move forward. Sometimes you have to have the one-on-one approach, because persons get lost in our group discussions at times. So sometimes you would sit down with someone, and when you break it down to them in layman's terms that even a child can understand, then they would realize and understand the challenges that we face. And we may not always get what we want to do, but at least we get some of the things done. So, I continue to have the meetings, have the discussions, so that persons will understand. But if it's one thing that they can always look forward to, is the things that happen in my district, that I do out of my district office. So we have the Nazi Fast 5, we have the Nazi Open Arms, that's the distribution of soft clothing, vouchers to students for back to school, vouchers for food, and all the projects that I've been doing personally in the district. We have the Father's Day, Mother's Day initiative, and different things. They can continue to look forward to these things. But the grandeur things, we just have to work together and progress together. Once we work together, harmonize in unison, we would get to where we want to.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for making the time this morning to come and chat with us beneath the surface. And even as we round up our discussion, because unfortunately this is the end, is there anything you want to say to Tobagonians before you go?
Well, I just want Tobagonians to wake up, open your eyes, realize where we are and where we want to be. If we have to achieve great things, we have to work together. We have to put aside political aspirations. We have to put aside all our differences and come together as a Tobago to make Tobago great and to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet.
Thank you so much. And we want to thank our viewers this morning. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago.
Chanel, and I think the Beneath the Surface series is one that people should really sit down and tune into. But we want to thank you all so much for always tuning in, for always choosing Tobago Updates to start your morning on the right note. And as you can see, we're just going to be sitting comfortable, all thanks to course. This is proper culture for your money viewers. So if you like what you're seeing and you want to look just as comfortable as we are, you know where to find them. They are located at the Port Mall lower level and at the Gulf City Mall at Lowlands. So viewers, thank you. We're going to see you again tomorrow. Just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live, and you be safe.
All right.
to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.